But there are many people involved in this case who would argue that the Tuohys, they took you in. They clothed you. No. They fed you. They paid for your private education. They bought you a car and paid for a tutor. All as part of a plan to ensure that you play football for the University of Mississippi.
Welcome back to my channel, Mother Suckers. Hey, I am Eloho, your gracious host. So I was recently blindsided by the movie The Blind Side, child. In 2009, The Blind Side was a feel-good movie about a wealthy, white football-loving family who adopted Michael Oher, a poor black rising football star. The movie depicted Michael as someone who couldn't read, couldn't write, wasn't smart academically, and needed help learning about the game of football. Turns out it was all a lie. They lied, y'all. I should have known better. I should have known this was all fugazi when she pulled up to the projects and was talking shit to the trap niggas. I should have known, but I was young back then. Fast forward to 2003, it comes out that it was largely based on false premises. Turns out the adoption was a lie concocted by the family to enrich itself at Michael's expense. Sean and Leanne Toye allegedly made millions from the movie, but shared none of it with Michael Oher. In fact, he only found out he wasn't really adopted in February. Michael Oher is suing the Tuohys. The lawsuit alleges that as soon as he turned 18 in 2004, the Tuohys tricked him into signing a document making them his conservators, which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name.
You've been mislabeled sometimes, misunderstood. And I think, at least from what I've read in the book, a lot of that stems from how you were portrayed in the movie The Blind Side, and that people might have the wrong idea of your personality, number one, that you were this kind of shy wallflower, that you were timid and you had to be kind of like drawn out of your shell, when in reality, you were a workaholic, you were hyper organized, and you were like, damn it, I'm making something of myself no matter what it takes after a rough background. Is that the big one that you feel you were mislabeled as?
I think it took away the hard work and the dedication that I created from a child, and going to school in the third grade, getting myself up, first one in the locker room, last one out. And I think the biggest for me is, being portrayed, not being able to read or write. Second grade, I was doing plays in front of the school. And I think that's one of the, when you go into a locker room and your teammates don't think you can learn a playbook, that weighs heavy on someone, and you have to understand. I understand that the movie has given me a position. I'm honored to have the position it's given me, but, you have to understand, before I moved in with the family, I was an All-American. That's what I want the generations behind me to see in this book right here, to understand that you don't have to have someone save you and rescue you to go out and be successful. You got every tool in you. And this book right here is a playbook on life. Looking yourself in the mirror when I was 11, 12-year-old kid, telling myself, hey, everyone around you is in an even worse situation that you're in. So you're going to have to get up and do this thing yourself.
According to an article on ESPN, the petition further alleges that the Tuohys used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their two birth children millions of dollars in royalties from the Oscar-winning film that earned more than $300 million, while Oher got nothing for a story that would not have existed without him. In the years since, the Tuohys have continued calling the 37-year-old Oher their adopted son, and have used that assertion to promote their foundation as well as Leanne Toye's work as an author and motivational speaker. The lie of Michael's adoption is one upon which conservators Leanne Toye and Sean Toye have enriched themselves at the expense of their ward. The undersigned Michael Oher, the legal filing says. Michael Oher discovered this lie to his chagrin and embarrassment in February of 2023 when he learned that the conservatorship to which he consented on the basis that doing so would make him a member of the Toye family, in fact provided him no familial relationship with the Toyes. Child, they done lied to this boy, told him, you will be a part of this family if you sign us to be your conservators. That's sick. The Toye family did not immediately return phone calls Monday to numbers listed for them. Their attorney, Steve Forrest, declined comment to ESPN on Monday, saying the family would file a legal response to the allegations in the coming weeks. please. According to the article, Michael did not take the time to fully investigate the deal until after he retired in 2016. Michael eventually hired a lawyer who helped him uncover the details surrounding the movie deal and his legal connection to the people he believed were his adoptive parents. His lawyer unearthed the conservatorship document in February, and Michael came to the painful realization that the Tuohys had not actually adopted him. And as quiet as it's kept, Michael frequently stayed over at the homes of his classmates, including the Tuohys, whose children attended the same school. But the petition says that the Tuohys forged a closer relationship with him once Michael's athletic abilities drew wide attention. They invited him to spend more nights at their spacious Memphis home and took him shopping. Eventually, they asked Michael to move in. They encouraged him to address them as mom and dad and said they planned to adopt him, but never did. Child, this is not what I was expecting. You know what? I 100% believe Michael. I believe this family saw a gold mine, and they saw an advantage and they took it. I mean, really, let's really think about it. You know what? Let's really talk about it. Y'all, you telling me this white Southern family is just gonna let in a 6'7", 300-pound black man? In what reality? And the worst thing that they could have done was claim to be adopting him and have this false pretense all these years that he was adopted, knowing damn well he wasn't adopted. And the real reason why they didn't want to adopt him is because they didn't want him to have legal rights to their assets, but they wanted legal rights to his assets. They took advantage of a teenager who had no parental guidance or supervision. Michael was one of 12 children born to his mother, who struggled with drug addiction, and before his 11th birthday, he was placed in foster care, where he bounced around numerous homes and at times lived on the streets. Although he was a capable student, he attended 11 schools in 9 years and repeated both the first and second grades, leaving him behind academically. So they tried to use that angle of him being left behind in the movie as if he was dumb, as if he couldn't read or write, but it really was that this kid had no stability. Hindsight is 2020, and they owe this woman an apology, okay? They tried to make it seem like the NCAA was the evil ones, were the ones trying to put all of this negativity in Michael's ear, when it really was the other way around. They owe this woman an apology, okay? I saw a tweet that said, "Let's be honest, if a black family took Michael Oher in, there'd be no best-selling book or movie, and if there was a movie, it would never gross close to 300 million. The Blind Side resonated so greatly with white audiences because white saviorism resonates so deeply." And I agree. This movie was definitely high up on the list of white saviorism. The only sports-related movies that I can think of where the black male actor was the hero would be Remember the Titans, which grossed at $136 million worldwide, and Coach Carter, which grossed at $76 million worldwide. So yeah, the math ain't mathing, the numbers ain't numbering, and honestly, both of these movies, in my personal opinion, were way better than The Blind Side. But you know how that go. You all let me know your thoughts on this entire web of lies down in the comment section. Did you watch the movie back in the day? What were your thoughts on the movie? Was it suspicious and iffy to you, quote unquote, based on a true story? Let me know your thoughts now. Now that we learned that the adoption was never real, these people have control over his money and still use his story to profit while he gains nothing. Child, I believe Michael Oher. He ain't lying. I believe him. And you know what? If they hadn't portrayed him so foul in that movie, he probably would have just been like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. But no, y'all played him foul. He went and got a lawyer because something was suspicious, and turns out y'all never adopted that man. But shout out to him. He got his own family now, a beautiful family indeed. Let me know your thoughts on people saying that Sandra Bullock should lose her Blind Side Oscar. Child, let that lady went to work. She read her script. She did what she did. Let that lady keep her Oscar, because if that was the case, honey, nobody would have an Oscar if we really talk about it, really get into some things. But y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Be sure to like and subscribe. Shout out to all my new subscribers. I see y'all out there. Thank you guys for the engagement. Let me know what other stories and topics you would like for me to cover, and I'll see you at the next one. Later.